So, you did it. You poured your heart, your soul, and probably way too many hours into a manuscript. You've built a world, you've brought characters to life, you've shared your expertise. And that is a massive achievement. But the big question is, how do you get that passion project out of your computer and into the world? Well, in this explainer, we're going to walk through the entire modern author's journey, from that finished manuscript all the way to a book in the hands of readers.
I want you to keep this idea in your head as we go. It's really the core of everything we're about to talk about. See, just writing the book and letting people see that it exists, that's not quite enough. The real connection, the thing that makes readers fall in love with your work, it happens when you do something with it.
Okay, so let's just get right into it. You've done the absolutely incredible work of writing a book. Seriously, congratulations. But that feeling of accomplishment is quickly followed by this question, right? Now what? It can feel like you've just climbed a mountain only to find a huge, confusing maze at the top. How do you even begin to navigate publishing, marketing, and finding an audience?
That brings us to our first section, and really our guiding principle for this whole thing. Move with what you love. I know book marketing can sound, well, terrifying, but it doesn't have to be some soul-crushing chore. The secret is to think of it as just another part of your creative passion. So let's unfold the map.
First things first, before you can market anything, you need a product that's truly ready for prime time. This stage is all about transforming that raw manuscript into a polished, professional book. Think of it as forging the essential tools you're going to need for the journey ahead.
And you really can't skip these fundamentals. First up, professional editing. This is non-negotiable. It makes sure your story is as powerful as it can possibly be. Then you've got compelling book design, because let's be honest, that cover is your #1 salesperson. Next, you have to figure out how to actually make the physical book, whether that's a big print run or using print-on-demand services. And finally, you have to secure distribution so people can actually find and buy your book. These 4 steps, they're your foundation.
And of course, in today's world, you've got 2 paths running side by side, physical and digital. Ebooks are absolutely essential. Now, diving into self-publishing online can feel like a whole other world, but the good news is there are a ton of resources out there. You've got marketing guides, technical help, and even a self-publishing hall of fame to give you a little inspiration.
Okay, so your book is ready to go, in both physical and digital form. The quest for readers officially begins. Let's start by tackling the traditional world, the tried and true methods of getting your book noticed. Now, it is so important to understand that you're basically fighting on 2 different fronts here. Think of it like this. Marketing is the stuff you pay for or do yourself, like running an ad or doing a book launch. Publicity, on the other hand, is what you earn. It's when a journalist decides to review your book or a blogger you admire features you. You absolutely need a strategy for both.
So where do you even start with getting that earned media? Well, here are some of the key channels. Sure, you can hire publicity services to help you out, but you can also go straight to the source, pitching newspaper book reviewers or your local magazines. These are the classic ways to build credibility and tap into communities of readers who are already out there.
All right, now let's pivot to the modern battlefield. This is where most authors are finding their readers today. You guessed it, the internet. For pretty much every author out there, a smart online strategy isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute must.
The best way to think about your online presence is like a toolkit with a bunch of interconnected parts. You've got social media for talking directly to people, content marketing for giving them something of value, blogging to create a home base, and maybe even podcasting to connect with your voice. Each one of these tools plays a specific, important role.
Let's drill down into that first tool, social media. And look, it's not just about posting "buy my book" over and over again. It's about finding where your audience hangs out, whether that's the visual world of Pinterest or the fast-paced chatter on Twitter. And hey, don't be afraid to speak the language of the internet. Memes, GIFs, smart hashtags, they're all tools to help you expand your reach.
But it goes beyond just social media posts. Content marketing is all about creating valuable stuff that naturally draws readers to you. This could be a blog, a podcast, or even cool marketing videos. The options are pretty much endless, from simple slideshows to interactive webinars, but the goal is always the same. Share your passion and your knowledge in a way that makes people want to know more about you and your work.
And all of this brings us to a really crucial shift in mindset. You're not just selling one book. You're building a sustainable, long-term career. You are becoming an author brand. This right here is the master's path.
And listen, if you ever start to doubt the power of taking your career into your own hands, just think about this.
Derek Walcott, a Nobel Prize winner, started out by self-publishing his work. It's an incredible reminder that the independent path can lead to the very highest levels of literary success. To have that kind of long-term success, you have to master two different roles. You've got to be the artist, always honing your craft and staying creative, but you also have to be the entrepreneur, embracing the business side of writing. The most successful authors out there are the ones who find a way to balance these two halves of themselves.
Now, the good news is you don't have to figure out that whole business side by yourself. There's an entire industry built to support authors just like you, offering everything from giant marketing guides and video courses to one-on-one consulting. The help is definitely out there.
And that brings us right back to where we started. All of these business steps, all this talk of marketing, it can seem overwhelming. It might even be the thing you fear. But the key, the whole secret, is to tie it all back to that original passion. Let the love you have for your story and for your readers be the engine that drives every single tweet, every blog post, and every connection you make.
Remember what we said at the beginning? People are moved by what you do. You've just seen the map laid out, from the manuscript all the way to building your brand. You know what the tools are, so the only question left, the only one that really matters, is what will your next move be?